Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something I know resonates with a lot of folks, that really tough struggle with weight management.
Absolutely. It's more than just meters on a scale, isn't it?
For sure. We're going to focus on those big hurdles.
Yeah.
The intense cravings that seem to pop up out of nowhere.
Uh-huh. The ones that can completely derail your day.
Yeah, and that feeling that your metabolism is just, stuck in first gear, plus the low energy that makes everything feel like wading through treacle.
It often feels like this silent battle, right? Like your body's working against you when you're trying so hard to make good choices.
Exactly. So for this deep dive, we've gone through some pretty detailed information exploring why these things happen and, crucially, a potential approach to, manage them.
Our goal really is to pull out the core ideas, those aha moments, and some practical insights.
Right. To help you feel more in control of your own journey without feeling totally overwhelmed by all the science stuff.
We want to understand the roadblocks and then look at one specific strategy designed to maybe help clear them.
Okay, let's dive in. The first big thing that jumped out from the sources was this concept of the trap of the craving. You know the feeling, right? You're doing great, feeling motivated, and then bam! This overwhelming urge for something specific, usually not the healthiest choice.
It's often not even real hunger, is it? It's more like a powerful, almost magnetic pull.
Yeah, like a little voice demanding something now.
And that's key.
Mm-hmm.
These cravings, they're often less about physical need and more about triggers, stress, emotions, habits, even just seeing an ad. It's complex brain chemistry at play.
And then comes the frustration of the stubborn metabolism. You feel like you're putting in the effort, eating less, moving more, but the scale just won't budge.
Oh, that's incredibly common.
Yeah.
And demoralizing. Metabolism is complex, influenced by muscle mass, hormones, age.
So it's not just in your head if it feels slow.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
But sometimes really strict dieting can actually backfire. Your body senses scarcity and tries to conserve energy, which can slow things down. It's a survival mechanism, really.
Which leads perfectly into the next point, the lack of energy. Cutting calories can naturally make you feel a bit tired initially, but
it can become a major obstacle. If you're too tired to exercise or even just to prep healthy meals, it makes sticking to the plan so much harder.
it feeds that cycle, doesn't it?
Exactly. Fatigue leads to reaching for quick energy fixes, often sugary or high-calorie things, which undermines progress. It makes you feel even worse later. It's a tough loop to break.
And all this creates what the sources call a vicious cycle. The craving hits, maybe you give in, then comes the guilt.
Which leads to stricter rules, maybe, which can then trigger more cravings because you feel deprived.
And the fatigue just sits on top of it all, chipping away at your confidence.
It really does. But, and this is important, if you're listening and nodding along, you are definitely not alone in this.
Right. The sources stress that millions face this.
It's partly our biology. We're wired from times of scarcity to seek out high-calorie foods for survival. In today's world, with food everywhere, that ancient programming can work against us.
That really explains why those super restrictive, quick-fix diets often fail long-term. They're fighting our fundamental biology.
Precisely. They often ignore the complex hormonal signals of hunger and satiety, like ghrelin and leptin. Extreme restriction can mess with those signals, making you feel hungrier and less satisfied. Sustainability is key.
Okay, so we understand the challenges. Now, the good part. The information shifts towards solutions, asking, what if you could sort of change the rules of the game a bit?
Yeah, it's a more hopeful perspective.
Mm-hmm.
The sources introduced this idea of a powerful ally, something formulated to help address those root causes we've discussed.
So managing the cravings, supporting that metabolism, providing sustained energy.
That's the concept.
Yeah.
To help you feel more in charge.
The sources paint a picture. Waking up, feeling in control, not having food thoughts dominate your day, feeling satisfied with normal portions.
Seeing results from your efforts, feeling more energetic, more confident, that's the goal state, isn't it?
Absolutely. And this is where Crave Burner comes into the picture. The sources are clear. It's not magic.
No, definitely not positioned as a magic pill. It's described as an advanced food supplement, formulated with specific ingredients. A strategic partner, you could say.
And its approach is multifaceted.
Right. It primarily targets appetite control and those disruptive cravings, recognizing that's often the biggest hurdle. But it also aims to support metabolism and energy levels, kind of a three-pronged approach.
Let's break down that double action then. First, the appetite and craving control part. How's that supposed to work?
Well, the idea is that certain ingredients help enhance the signals your gut sends to your brain saying, I'm full or I'm satisfied.
So turning down the volume on constant hunger.
Exactly. And maybe taking the sharp edge off those intense cravings. The goal is to feel satisfied with appropriate amounts of food and find it easier to resist temptations. Feeling naturally content, not constantly fighting urges.
Okay, and the second part, the burner aspect, metabolic and energy support.
Here, the focus is on ingredients thought to support a healthy metabolic rate. This includes thermogenesis, basically slightly increasing calorie burn through heat production and helping the body utilize stored fat for energy.
And tackling the fatigue.
Yes, aiming to provide clean, sustained energy to combat that diet-related slump, avoiding the jitters and crashes you might get from, say, lots of sugar or just plain coffee.
Got it. So let's look at the ingredients. Garcinia Cambogia extract with HCA comes up a lot. What's the story there?
Garcinia is interesting. The sources suggest it might have a dual effect. One, potentially boosting serotonin levels in the brain. Serotonin helps regulate mood and appetite, so higher levels might reduce stress-related or emotional eating.
Okay, less stress eating, that makes sense. And the second effect?
The HCA component is thought to potentially inhibit an enzyme called citrate lyase. This enzyme is involved in converting excess carbs into fat. So the idea is it might help block some fat production, kind of like putting a roadblock on the fat storage highway.
Interesting. Next, guarana seed extract. Contains caffeine, but it's different.
Yes. The sources describe the caffeine release from guarana as more gradual, more sustained than coffee. So you get a smoother energy lift, hopefully without the jitters or the later crash. Consistent energy is really helpful when dieting.
And caffeine itself has metabolic effects too, right?
It does. It's known to potentially provide a slight boost to resting metabolic rate and encourage lipolysis, which is the fancy term for breaking down stored fat.
Okay, then there's green tea extract, EGCG, and more caffeine. How does that fit in?
Green tea is packed with antioxidants, especially EGCG. The information highlights its potential role in supporting metabolism, possibly increasing thermogenesis and fat oxidation, helping your body burn more calories and use fat for fuel more effectively.
So it works alongside the guarana.
Seems like it. The caffeine in both might have synergistic effects on energy and metabolism, like a supportive duo.
What about L-Carnitine? I hear that mentioned for fitness.
L-Carnitine plays a vital role. Think of it like a shuttle bus. It transports fatty acids into the mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells, where they can actually be burned for energy.
So it helps your body use the fat.
That's the idea. By facilitating this transport, it may help your body tap into fat stores more effectively, particularly during exercise. Some research also points to potential benefits for workout performance and recovery.
Then we have L-tyrosine. This sounds more brain-focused.
It is. L-tyrosine is an amino acid, a building block for important neurotransmitters like dopamine and norepinephrine. Think mood, focus, stress response.
And dieting can affect those?
Sometimes, yes. Calorie restriction or stress can deplete them, leading to brain fog or difficulty concentrating. Supplementing with L-tyrosine aims to support these levels, potentially helping you stay focused and manage the mental strain of dieting, keeping your head in the game, so to speak.
Okay, almost there. Cayenne pepper extract capsaicin, the heat factor.
Exactly. Capsaicin is what gives peppers their heat. It has thermogenic properties. It can slightly increase body temperature, leading to a small temporary increase in calorie burn. Some studies also suggest a modest effect on reducing appetite. It's like turning up your internal furnace just a tiny bit.
And finally, black pepper extract, often listed as piperine or bioperine. What's its job?
Piperine is mainly there as an enhancer. Its key role, according to the sources, is to significantly improve the bioavailability or absorption of the other ingredients in the formula.
So it makes everything else work better.
That's the concept. It helps ensure your body can actually utilize the Garcinia, the green tea, the L-Carnitine, and so on, more effectively, getting more out of each component.
It really does sound like they're meant to work as a team. That synergy seems important.
Very much so. The sources emphasize that. Targeting cravings, metabolism, and energy levels all at once. That comprehensive approach is what's positioned as the key benefit over single-focus solutions, tackling the problem from multiple angles.
So thinking about who might benefit, who is this potentially for, based on the information?
Well, connecting back to the problems we discussed, it seems aimed squarely at those who find cravings are their biggest downfall. You know, the constant battle.
People feeling stuck with a slow metabolism too.
Yes. Individuals who feel like their metabolism has hit a wall or just isn't responding like it used to. Also, people looking for that extra energy boost to power through workouts or just their busy day.
The sources also mentioned busy professionals, parents needing convenient support.
right? People who don't have hours to dedicate but need something to fit into their lifestyle. Fitness enthusiasts trying to break through a plateau could also be a fit.
Basically, anyone seeking a more comprehensive approach, tackling both the appetite side and the energy metabolism side.
That seems to be the target audience. But, and this is crucial, the source has consistently reinforced that it works best alongside a balanced diet and regular exercise. It's an enhancer, a supporter, not a replacement for healthy habits.
To make it more concrete, the source has included some imagined scenarios, like Laura, the busy mom.
Yeah, the example for her was struggling with afternoon stress, snacking, and late-night cravings. The idea is Crave Burner helped her manage those urges, stick to her simple meal plan, get her walks in, and feel more energetic for her family, less reaching for the biscuits, basically.
And Carlos, the office worker, stuck with belly fat despite gym visits.
His scenario involved Crave Burner, giving him more energy for more intense workouts, and crucially, helping him feel less hungry during the day, making it easier to avoid the office snack trap. The imagined outcome was seeing a difference around his waist and feeling stronger.
Lastly, Sophia, the fitness enthusiast in a cutting phase.
For her, the potential benefit was managing the increased hunger that often comes with calorie restriction for fat loss, while also maintaining energy for tough workouts, helping her stay consistent with her plan to reach her goals.
These stories make it relatable. Okay, practicalities. How do the sources say Crave Burner should actually be used?
The standard guidance mentioned is 1 capsule with water about 15 minutes before breakfast and another one 15 minutes before lunch.
Why before meals?
The timing is aimed at letting the appetite-suppressing ingredients start working before you eat, potentially helping you feel satisfied with less food. And taking it earlier in the day avoids the stimulants interfering with sleep, so definitely not recommended before dinner or bed.
And consistency is key.
Absolutely. Daily use is emphasized for the ingredients to build up and exert their full effect. Drinking plenty of water is also highlighted, good for metabolism, and can help with fullness too. And again, pairing it with healthy eating and exercise is fundamental.
Super important.
Yeah.
Now, we absolutely have to cover the precautions. Safety first. What are the main warnings?
Definitely. The sources are clear. Do not exceed the recommended dose. It's not for under 18s or for pregnant or breastfeeding women.
And for people with existing health conditions.
Crucially, yes. Anyone with pre-existing conditions like heart issues, high blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid problems, anything like that, or anyone taking any medication must consult their doctor before using it. That's non-negotiable.
That's vital advice. Anything else?
Yes, be aware it contains caffeine. If you're sensitive, be cautious. Maybe cut back on other caffeine sources. Keep it away from children. Store it properly. The core message is responsible use and listening to your body.
Okay, wrapping up the benefits section. Why might someone choose Crave Burner, according to the information, over other things on the market?
Well, the sources highlight its specific focus on cravings as a major differentiator, since that's such a common pain point. Also, the multifaceted synergistic formula, the idea that the ingredients work together.
Transparency of ingredients, too.
Yes, knowing what's actually in it. Plus, the convenience of capsules and the way it aims for interval support, appetite, metabolism, energy. It's presented as a realistic enhancer for your existing efforts, not some pie-in-the-sky promise.
So positioned as maybe a smarter alternative to fad diets or just taking one single ingredient?
That seems to be the angle. A more strategic, holistic tool to support a sustainable weight management journey.
All right, we've covered a lot. The struggles, how Crave Burner is supposed to work, who it might help, how to use it safely. Now let's talk about taking action based on what the sources suggest.
Yeah, this is where it gets very practical. It really comes down to asking yourself, what's the value of getting those cravings under control, of finally seeing results, of feeling more energetic and confident?
Compared to the cost of staying stuck, maybe.
Exactly. The sources then guide the listener towards making a decision, mentioning potential limited time offers or package deals as an incentive.
And they point directly to links in the video description, right?
Yeah.
With calls to action like P2 Crave Burner Ahora.
Yes, or anedo al carrito paquete triple, and quiero controlar mis antojos. Very clear instructions to explore the purchasing options.
To lower the barrier to entry, they mention a guarantee.
That's right, a Garcinia de Satisfacción, a 60-day money-back guarantee. It's designed to reduce the risk for people who might be hesitant. Try it, see if it works for you, and if not within 60 days, you can get a refund.
Gives people peace of mind.
Precisely. And they reinforce this with another prompt pointing to the link. Ordina ahora con confianza. Order now with confidence.
The sources also seem to anticipate common questions, like a quick FAQ rundown.
Yeah, covering things like, how long until I see results? Varies. Consistency is vital.
Yeah.
Side effects. Mentions caffeine sensitivity. Follow dosage. Talk to your doctor. Do I still need diet and exercise? Emphatically, yes, it's an enhancer.
Interactions with meds or conditions.
Absolutely. Consult your doctor. Allergens. Check the label. Exceeding the dose. Don't do it. Vegans and vegetarians. Check the specific label. How long does a bottle last?
About 45 days, typically.
So trying to address those immediate practical questions.
Yeah. The overall tone in the conclusion is really about encouragement, urging listeners to take that step now, emphasizing the potential upsides, overcoming cravings, boosting metabolism, getting that energy back.
Seize the opportunity to make a change.
Essentially, yes, break out of the frustrating cycle and start moving forward. It paints a positive picture of the transformation that could be possible.
And the final push is another direct call to action. Very direct. Click the button or link below, choose your Crave Burner package, take advantage of the offer and the guarantee. Specifically mentioning the prompt, Si quiero transformar mi cuerpo con Crave Burner.
It frames it as the start of a journey.
Exactly. Your journey to feeling slimmer, healthier, more energetic starts now. An invitation to join others supposedly already benefiting.
Okay, and before we wrap up completely, the standard housekeeping. If you found this deep dive useful,
Please subscribe to the channel Slimming with Wakala.
and give the video a like, share it with anyone you think might benefit. It helps us keep bringing you this kind of information.
It's been really interesting digging into this topic. The challenges are real, and exploring potential strategies is always worthwhile.
Absolutely. We hope this breakdown has provided some clarity and useful insights for you. Thanks for tuning in to The Deep Dive.
We'll catch you on the next one.